talking too fast, it'll be detected in the autopsy. Freddie? Freddie! Freddie, wait! Fred, look, you're about to inherit $10 million. Someone might want to be reassured that he died of natural causes. Freddie, please.
You got 2 weeks.
Morning, Mr. Nelson.
How you doing?
You can't fool me. I know what's going on. The two of you are in love. I was in love once. Every time I watch summer and sand, I remember the wonderful life I had with Andrea Summers. Freddie,
Well, maybe not too sorry. Look much better on me.
I changed my will today. I'm still leaving you $100,000. The rest, I'm giving to her.
What are we going to do now? We're going to lose the money.
Not if we find Andrea Summers.
Find her?
I'm next to kin. If she's dead, I inherit.
Everybody's got one, some kind of dream. Helps them make it through the dull routine. Man, you got a hot one you keep inside. You wanna let it out, I can see it in your eyes. What are you waiting for? There's no way that you can lose. What are you waiting for? Find that better half of you. Stand up and tell the world your dream won't be ignored. And you're not waiting anymore. You gotta stand up and tell the world your dream won't be ignored. And you're not waiting anymore.
You see my sleeping bag, Dad?
I see, I got it. A loose wire in the solenoid. Try, jumping up and down.
Excuse me?
Jump up and down. It might jiggle the wires.
I do not know where your sleeping bag is, Doc.
Faster!
Well, I've got to find it. The rat concert's in 2 days.
You sleep at the concert?
Faster!
I'm gonna sleep at the box office.
What? Ah! Todd?
We have to talk about this.
There's nothing to talk about. If you want good seats, you have to camp out.
He's right, you know, Fred. A concert is no fun with binoculars and an oxygen mask.
Where is this box office?
Sunset Boulevard.
The binoculars are in the top shelf of the hall closet.
Thanks a lot.
You handled that well.
Howard, now, you're a good neighbor and a fine attorney and an amateur mechanic with rather weird methods. But you do not, however, know the slightest thing about the adolescent mind.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Oh, really? What would you have done?
I would have called a friend of mine who represents the manager for Rat. I would have asked him for a couple of front row seats and a backstage pass.
Just checking.
I'll call him tonight.
Now, about your car. I'll fix it later.
About your youngest son. I'll be home if you need me.
I knew you'd enjoy soccer once you gave it a chance.
Dad on the bench again.
You want me to talk to the coach, son?
Won't do any good. He thinks I'm lousy.
Oh, really? I can be pretty convincing when I want to be.
Really?
Press, Nick Turner wants to see you right away.
What do you think of Andrea Summers?
Andrea Summers?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. She was in a few beach movies, wasn't she?
A few beach movies. That's like saying Ernie Borgnine was in a few Tarzan movies.
Ernie Borgnine wasn't in any Tarzan movies.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Well, neither was Andrea Summers. Ever see a meteor?
Yes? What has that got to do with Andrea Summers?
Andrea Summers was a meteor. A dazzling meteor of sand and surf that blazed across the drive-ins of America. You know what happens to meteors?
They burn out and disappear.
Sure proud of you sometimes. Bet you're damn happy I saved you from that humdrum little engineering life, aren't you?
Nick, I quit engineering before I became your apprentice, remember?
Sure disappointed in you sometimes.
All right, what about Andrea Summers?
Who?
Andrea Summers. Beach movies, meteors. Andrea Summers.
Oh, yes. Freddie Bloomfield, a small-time producer, wants to find her and put in one of those how-to videotapes on surfing.
He wants to find her.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Mrs. Spencer.
Any leads?
Oh, her mother died a few years ago, and there was an obit in the trades. Nobody's heard anything of her since. See, Freddie's supposed to start shooting in a few days. He loses his financing if he can't find her.
Oh, I see.
Damn shame.
What do you mean about Freddie?
No.
About her mother?
No.
About what?
Ernie Borgnine.
So it's taking a little longer than you expected. Give it some time.
Yeah, well, that's my problem. I've only got one more day. The video starts day after tomorrow. And my only lead is that Andrea Summers' mother died a few months ago. Some lead.
You'll find her, honey.
I couldn't even find the detergent. How am I going to find Andrea Summers?
Don't worry about it.
How could you say that?
We don't even need any detergent.
That's not what I meant. Anyway, why was it on the list?
I don't know. I didn't like the list. You did. Flowers.
Look, if you wanted flowers, you should have told me to put it on the list.
I saw it once in Rockford Files.
You know, Diane, for a teacher, sometimes you are surprisingly lacking in communication skills.
You see, he traced the person by the flowers on a grave.
Rockford?
Right.
Honey, that's TV.
Well, it worked, didn't it?
Yes, because it was on television. Life is not like that. Trust me. Now, you see, Dunk, if Andrea sent flowers to her mother, then maybe we can trace her address through the flower shop.
That's pretty smart, Dad.
Thank you, son. This is the one.
Hey, Dad, flowers.
Yeah. Let's hope it tells us something. Marvin's.
Myron's.
Right. Myron's Flower Shop. You see that, Dunk? A lead. And from something so simple as a twist tie.
That's very smart, Dad. Rockford only found the label.
Yeah. Excuse me. I'm looking for someone. I found flowers from this shop on her mother's grave, and I wonder if you could tell me who sent them.
Whose grave?
Melinda Summers.
I don't deliver to Melinda Summers.
Oh.
But I do deliver to Cecil Hobbs.
Cecil Hobbs?
Heart attack, 82, small funeral, not a lot of laughs.
What has that got to do with Melinda Summers?
Cecil resides next to Melinda. Every Saturday, I deliver daffodils to Cecil's grave. And every Sunday, they wind up on Melinda's.
How do you know that?
Eunice?
Eunice?
Uh-huh. Eunice Cartwright.
Oh, she told you.
She's dead. That's why I deliver flowers to her grave Sunday afternoon.
Same cemetery?
Just a few spots down from Cecil. That's when I see that the flowers have been switched from Cecil's grave to Melinda's.
So that means whoever moves the flowers is doing it on Sunday morning. Excuse me. Got a word with you. No, I just want to talk to you. Excuse me. No, excuse me. Whoa. No, please, start. Please, start. Excuse me.
Yeah, outside.
Please.
Oh,
Hi.
look, I'm not very proud of what I did back there, okay? So I'll just pay you back for the flowers.
Are you Andrea Summers?
Who wants to know?
My name is Press Wyman. I'm a private investigator.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
Yes, my son thinks so too, but that's beside the point. Look, I was hired to find you.
For stealing daffodils?
For a video. A producer wants to bring you back to Hollywood.
Me? No way. I'm not going back there. Is this a starring role?
No, it's a narration for a How to Surf tape. But you'll still be back in the spotlight.
You know something? There are other things in life. I mean, I don't make a lot of money here. But I've got friends now. Real friends. People who don't try to stab you in the back.
Well, look, you don't have to give any of this up. It's just a one-shot deal.
Yeah. Look, all right. Sometimes making movies was a lot of fun, okay? But there are things back there that I just don't want to deal with. I mean, they'll try to hurt you, Mr.
Wyman.
Wyman.
Well, Miss Summers, that was 20 years ago. I mean, things might have changed by now.
Yeah, but I don't think I want to take the chance.
There's nothing that I can say that would change your mind?
Nope. I'm afraid not.
He wants to pay you $5,000.
Surfboards used to be made out of redwood and weighed close to 150 pounds. You can be sure if you wiped out on one of those, you were praying that the only thing that came down on your head was the wave. Today's boards reflect today's modern technology, and they're made of polyurethane foam. Oh.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Audrey, are you okay?
Oh my God.
What happened
That could
up
have killed me.
You're all alike. You can't leave it alone. You gotta have something to say.
Well, I just thought it would be more fun for Dunk if he actually got to, play.
Well, that's your opinion. You haven't seen it play.
I know, that's the point.
The point is, Wyman, your kid doesn't know his left hand from his right.
So what? This is soccer. You play it with your feet.
You know I'm getting a little fed up. Danny's father's having a stroke because his kid's not playing more. Mary's dad thinks she's getting meaty quadriceps and wants me to play her less. Jose's father wants me to pay him, get this, $15 a game. What's wrong with the 10 I gave him last season? Well, you know what, Wyman? I don't get paid anything. You want this job? You got it. I got plenty of other things to do during the day.
My dad has nothing to do during the day. He quit his job.
Well, that's not quite true, Dunk. I used to be a mechanical engineer, and I quit to become... No, I didn't mean to offend you. Listen, I think you're doing a terrific job. Look, I for one, am... Now, the coach.
Say, good job, Juan. I don't know how you did it, but we couldn't have got this off the ground without you.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Bloomfield. You don't mind if I watch, do you?
Yeah, be my guest. As long as you don't get in the way.
Nah. Okay, here's your mark.
You stay on it. Now, the Woody's going to come in and he's going to park right here on my cue. Got it? Right. Feeling good? You look gorgeous. Okay. And rolling. Rolling tape. Have we speed and action?
Now, I know that this question has crossed your mind. Where do surfers go when they have more on their mind than surfing? Well, this is the place. There is nothing more romantic than the smell of suntan lotion, a walk along the beach with the crisp night air, and the sound of the waves as they crash against the rocks. Yes, a surfer and his girl in his Woody station wagon. Oh, my God! Sitting there at the edge of the world. Look out! Get in there, quick!
Don't somebody get a rope! I'm here! Get down there! Can anybody get down there? The car shut down. Can you see her?
We're really sorry about that lady croaking, Dad.
You're a moron, you know that?
What'd I say?
That's all right. It was a thought that counts. I'm going to take a nap.
How come Dad's taking a nap at night?
Well, we do that sometimes when we get depressed, honey. This case meant a lot to him.
You didn't make her jump off the cliff.
I know, but he felt responsible because he's the one who talked her into coming back to Hollywood.
I'll get it. I got it, Dad.
Thanks, honey. Listen, if it's for me, tell him I can't see people. There's no one in this world I want to see right now. Except her.
So, I'm swimming, and I'm swimming. And then I said to myself, Andrea, you are really a dope. Somebody's trying to kill you. I mean, first the light falling on my head, and then the station wagon. I mean, then I said to myself, listen, when you get out of the water, don't be so fast to say hello.
Oh. What did you bring her here for?
She'll be safe here.
You don't understand. Look at her. She's a woman.
I'm aware of that.
I haven't had a woman in this house since my wife left. I'm very set in my ways, Wyman. I like my toilet seat up.
She won't be a bother, I promise.
You know, I vacuum a lot.
So does everyone.
In the nude.
I'll warn her.
She didn't bring any clothes.
It's all right.
Well, she's not borrowing any of mine.
Listen, if this is going to be a big problem for you, I'll just go outside and get killed.
Fine.
No, he's just joking. Be nice to her, will you?
Mi casa is su casa.
Andrea, do you know of any reason why anyone would try to kill you?
No.
Any jealous lovers, ex-husbands, anything like that?
No, I don't think so.
You owe any money?
No.
All right, don't you worry about it. I'm going to find out what's going on. Nick, any questions you want to ask Andrea?
Ever meet Ernie Borgnine?
$10 million.
To us.
To us, yeah. And $10 million. All we need now is for good old Uncle Jack to cooperate.
Don't worry, Freddie, he will. Death will come very naturally and very soon.
How could that light have fallen?
Hey,
How could that light have fallen?
Well, the crew guys think it was a bad clamp.
Hey, you! What are you doing? Get down from there.
Who are you?
Yeah, I'm the studio manager, and I know who you are, too. Big deal. Get out from there. What do you think? I got brain damage or something? You guys don't fool me. I knew who you were right off.
And you could really tell that I was a private detective?
I thought you were a structural engineer from the insurance company.
Oh.
You don't look nothing like a detective.
Well, it isn't like Hollywood, you know. Oh, if I could ask you a few questions about the actor.
No.
Not at all like Hollywood.
And cut. Thank you very much. Very good,
All
people.
right, that's live.
good, Freddie. Okay, hang on now. We're going to move you.
Okay, Mr. Wyman, now, where were we? You were saying?
Oh, yeah, maybe she thought that the car you were driving was going to hit her.
Well, she had good reason to think that. My brakes were gone.
Well, didn't you check them out first?
Hey, I'm not a stunt man. You know, it wasn't my job. Matter of fact, it wasn't a stunt. We were just supposed to... I was going to drive the car up to her and stop.
Hey, wait a minute. Now, is it possible that somebody could have tampered with those brakes?
Well, the police didn't find anything. It was an old car. It had old brakes. That's a shame about Andrea. They still haven't found her body, have they?
No. Must have dragged out to sea.
You know, it's funny how some things never change, even after 20 years. She was still beautiful.
Yeah.
And she still couldn't remember her line.
How would you know that? That she couldn't remember her lines 20 years ago?
Oh, well, that's how I got started in this business. I was a stand-in for her co-star.
You were?
Yeah.
Really?
And he was nuts about her.
Who was he?
Clifford Powell.
Clifford Powell? How nuts was he?
Oh, another man even look at her, he'd go crazy. They used to fight about it all the time. I guess it was one of those love-hate relationships.
When did they break up?
You know, they didn't. That was the weird part. Right after the movie was over, they got married.
Andrea Summers was married?
It only lasted 6 months
Oh, Andrea, why didn't you tell me this in the first place?
because it was too painful to remember.
Wyman.
Huh?
I want to talk to you.
Oh, excuse me. Look, I'm doing my best to get her out of here.
Why?
What do you mean, why? I thought you didn't like her.
Like her? I love her. Once on a high and windy hill, two lovers kissed and the world stood still. We're getting married in June.
Married? Does Andrea know this?
Know what?
That you're getting married.
I just told you, it's in June. Now you wait for your invitation with everyone else.
Andrea, I want you to tell me more about you and Clifford.
Okay, Clifford Powell became my manager after we got married.
That was their first marriage.
What?
Never mind. Go on.
Okay. He spent everything I had. He took everything and he spent my money on all these crazy investments. And then when he was going to spend my last $100 on a tin mine in Bolivia, well, I loved him though. Except he used me, you know.
Love is more wonderful the second time around.
Please. Andrea, do you think after 20 years he could be so angry that he'd want to hurt you now?
I don't know. He sure liked things his own way, though.
Did you hear from him after the divorce?
No. Of course, I don't think he could find me, though. Until now, huh? You know something? I'm really getting scared, Mr. Wyman.
It was an accident. Andrea Summers was the victim of an unfortunate accident.
Well, Lieutenant, I have a feeling someone wanted to kill her.
You had me drive all the way out here because you got a feeling? What's the motive?
Divorce?
20 years ago? I've heard of people buying time to make it look good, but that takes a lot of patience.
Oh, but you're ignoring that incident at the studio.
I've been a cop for a long time, Wyman. After a while, you get a handle on when a crime's been committed.
Look, I'm not doubting your experience.
Well, I am doubting yours. Hey, Take some advice, Wyman. Make a nice little business for yourself in divorce work. There are lots of cheating husbands out there. I know. Let us figure out the homicide. That's what you pay taxes for.
You know, I'll bet if Andrea Summers was a big star, you wouldn't be shelving this so fast.
Andrea Summers jumped off a cliff. We have witnesses. You saw it yourself. There's no case here, Wyman. No case.
Who? Clifford Powell. He was in Andrea's Beach movies.
No, I never heard of him.
I thought you were a big fan of Andrea's.
Look, I'm a big fan of anybody I want to do business with. Half the time I don't even remember their names.
Well, thanks anyway.
Why is he still asking questions?
Because he feels guilty he brought her here in the first place.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's just wonderful.
Look, get it through your head. There's nothing to worry about. Andrea Summers jumped off the cliff. The police ruled it an accident.
I don't like it.
Oh, you don't like it? Well, maybe we should speed things up, huh? Because the sooner the old man dies, the sooner we can get the money and leave.
You want them to find the drug in his bloodstream? Look, we just need a few more days. Hire Leo to slow Wyman down.
So far as I'm concerned, that tanker truck was no accident, Diane. Someone is trying to get me off this case.
Or maybe you should get off.
Where would that leave Andrea? I'm more certain now than ever that someone is trying to kill her. Only question is who.
What about Freddie Bloomfield? Isn't he the guy that brought her back to Hollywood?
So far, I can't find any connection between him and Andrea. So far, the only one with a possible motive is Clifford Powell.
How was the concert?
It was great.
Did you tell Howard?
Tell Howard what?
Oh, I don't know. Something like thanks. Thanks for the trouble. You know, some silly thing like that.
I'll call him later.
I want to play in all the games, Dad.
Well, I don't see why you can't, huh?
For the whole game.
No, no one can play the whole game. You know, there are just too many kids.
But I'm different, Dad.
Oh?
I've got contacts.
Oh. Excuse me.
It's not up to me. Only producers get their names on the parking places. Writers, everybody else, they just get numbers.
No, I just wanted to ask.
I'm not the guy who makes the rules.
No, you don't understand. There was an extra that worked here. Western movie.
Oh, wrapped, finished, gone. This guy here, he is the producer. Went over budget. Gone. They come, they go. It's a good thing, or I'd be gone too.
Look, were you here when Clifford Powell worked here?
The name don't sound familiar. Producer?
Actor.
Actor. Publicity. Yeah, they'll know. And they love to talk. Nobody loves to talk more than publicity. Except actors. Actors are the worst. They're the worst. I remember we were doing this thing back in '67, a sci-fi film, ant picture.
Yeah.
Ants are tough to work with. Really tough to work. This director really had a hell of a time with this film. With the ants, with the actors, too. There was an actor, a short guy, little guy,
yeah,
not much bigger than the ants. anyway, real big shot, though. He thought it was pretty hot stuff. He had all kinds of trouble with these ants stepping on his lines. Publicity. They can help you. They sure love to talk.
Can I help you? Yes, I'd like to, I'd like some information about an actor.
Production? Production? What production is this for?
Oh, of course. It's the true story of Shemp.
Shemp?
Shemp. You know, one of the Three Stooges. Shemp. We're thinking of calling it Shemp, the man, the myth, the moron.
I can't believe the studio's making a movie about the Three Stooges.
Oh, no, not the Three Stooges. The definitive stooge, Shemp. you remember the one who did, It was the other guy. Shemp. Yes. Right now we're talking to Olivier.
Olivier?
Yes.
You'll never get Olivier.
I know. That's why we need Clifford Powell in the wings. Do you know where I can find Clifford Powell?
Clifford Powell. Clifford Powell, yes. Yes. Only he doesn't use the name Clifford Powell anymore.
What do you mean?
Quit the business about 15 years ago, went to South America to invest in something, came back a millionaire.
No kidding. Really?
Clifford Powell.
Today he goes by his real name. Jack Nelson.
It shouldn't be long now. Only 2 more days.
Yes?
Hi, I'd like to see Mr. Nelson, please.
Mr. Nelson is ill and not receiving visitors.
No, this is very important. I wanted to see Mr. Nelson about his ex-wife, Andrea Summers.
Look, Mr.
Wyman, Press Wyman.
No one is allowed to see Mr. Nelson except his immediate family.
Yeah, take her on up. A little farther. That's good. Hold her right there.
Hi there. Could you,
Hey, 10 more minutes. 10 more bucks.
That should just about get it. Crescent Ridge.
Oh. You know, the man on that bed looked like Jack Nelson. A sick Jack Nelson. What if he's dying?
What if he's got the flu?
Jack Nelson has millions, which someone would inherit.
Andrea Summers.
Why not? Maybe the guy still loved her instead of still hated her. And maybe someone else hated the fact that he still loved her. Hey, Howard, how would I find out who's number 2 for the money?
Well, if there's a will, it's not public. But if not, then the entire matter will be probated, and what's left of the estate will go to the next of kin, huh? Watch your fingers. Good as new.
You know, I saw a very unusual thing today, Howard. A woman was taking off her clothes in front of a man.
Just how unusual do you find that?
No, you don't understand. The woman was Jack Nelson's nurse. Now, I couldn't see the man. But there was a white Porsche with personalized license plates parked in the drive.
Well, you should have called the police.
Oh, I could do that.
A man hits you in a crosswalk and drives off. You sustain bodily injury, and yet you cannot call the police.
Well, I'm not good with people, especially authority figures. You see, my analyst said that it has to do with improper toilet trading or something like that.
What is it exactly you want us to do for you, Mr. Nose? Willers.
Willers. Well, I wrote down the license plate number. And if I could just find out who the owner is, then maybe he could help pay my hospital bills. Because I haven't worked since the accident, and I don't have any money.
Let me explain something to you, Mr.
Willers.
Because I don't think you're getting the big picture. The guy drove off. If he wanted to help you, he wouldn't have driven off.
You're not going to help me then, are you?
This will take quite a bit of time.
Thank you.
Attaboy, kid! Good going, Howie, good going! Nice, Dunk, nice, real nice! And girl, Mary, get that ball away! All right, keep the ball on your right-hand side! Attaboy, Dunk, attaboy! Here we go! Diane!
What?
Do you have any idea what they're doing?
Not a clue.
Neither do I. I should have read that book, but the case got so heavy.
I wouldn't worry about it. They seem to be getting by just fine.
Yeah, right, and the main thing is that they have fun.
Yeah, most of them anyway.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Now I know what Mondale and Ferrero felt like. All right, time out! Time! Let's go! Come on in.
Okay, line up, Blazers. Well, get some rest. Give me the ball.
Okay, listen, you're doing great, just great. Just keep it up and keep your eye on the ball, all right? Okay, come on. Katie in for Robbie. Sam in for Dunk. Get back out there.
Thanks a lot.
Oh, now come on, Dunk. Sam hasn't been in the whole game.
But I'm having a good time. Take someone else out.
It's not going to hurt you to sit on the bench for a while. You played more than anyone.
Why should I sit on the bench? He is the coach.
I'm the coach of the whole team, Dunk.
Yeah, but you're my father.
Dunk, sit down. We'll talk about this later.
Forget it. I don't want to play soccer anymore anyway.
You can't use your elbow. There you go.
Jack Nelson's insurance lists Freddie Bloomfield as his closest living relative. Freddie is also having an affair with Jack's nurse, so if